Welcome to Expanding Consciousness. I am Kira. And today, my heart is singing because we are here in the incredible museum at 12 Hummingbirds Retreat, where I have the blessing of living right among the Andes Mountains of Ecuador. It's really quite a blessing. And it felt so appropriate because this is the moment to reveal, understand, remember, and embrace the template of consciousness itself. Now really imagine that, the temple of consciousness itself. First of all, why is that important, right? Why is it important for you? Number two, what is it, right? Why is it relevant? Well, let's answer all of those questions. And to answer all those questions, I was really reflecting prior to sharing with you today. And as I was reflecting with people that live right here at 12 Hummingbirds Retreat with me, the one thing everyone kept saying was, Kira, there are people that don't even know about Insulment. There are people that don't understand where all this information comes from or has come from. You know, back in 2002, when I literally gave the rest of my life to being able to be a conduit for the yoga of self-ascension, everything that started coming through was coming through based upon an ancient way of being, based upon a pure stream of saying yes. And if you've read my first book, Sacred Union, The Journey Home, the entire story is in there. And if you haven't read Sacred Union, The Journey Home, go read it. It's still available. There is a practice, a spiritual practice that I didn't know about. I always giggle that I was the idiot savant of all of this. And that ancient practice is called Insulment. And it was spoken about very, very briefly by Helena Blavatsky. And it was also had brief moments of remembrance from Manly Hall, who also talked a little bit about the yoga of self-ascension in the late 1920s, but yet we weren't ready. The yoga of self-ascension is the blessing of living the gift of conscious awareness. And prior to this moment, the way that we were able to understand, receive, experience, adapt, hear, in all of its forms, conscious awareness, was through something known as channeling. And this became very, very popular. I know in my own lifetime, the Seth books, Seth Speaks, were extraordinary. There were so many things that were coming out about channeling. And channeling is an aspect of self that receives higher inspired information and shares it. And then there is Insulment. Insulment is an energetic space whereby that which inhabits this body of form is able to fully acquiesce to the highest essence of self, thereby being open as the conduit of all, of universal experience. Unbeknownst to me, it was during my near-death experience in 1989 that my body was literally prepared and trained to be able to sustain not feeling that cord or their attachment to that animating presence. And this is what opened the gateway to Insulment after I met Shri Ram Ka. Now that whole story is in Sacred Union, The Journey Home, and those of you that have known me over the past 22 years know this story. And if you don't know the whole story, sincerely go to iamkira.net, iamkira, K-I-R-A.net, and read it. You'll see it right there, discover, learn the story. And so what happens through Insulment is that all that I am, all that you know as Kira, steps aside so that this pure stream of conscious awareness can be shared. And this is what's been happening over the past 22 years and where all of the programs have come from. I share this with you today because we are here at a moment in our collective history where the revelation of the template of consciousness itself is ours to not only remember, it is ours to command, it is ours to create with, it is ours to say yes with. Now, all of this information has come through over the past 23 years. And since my beloved Shri Ram Ka has transitioned to assist us all in higher realms, that ensoulment capacity has become a one stream. I've often referred to it as the unified stream. The unified stream that flows through us all, that after all these years of dedication to the yoga of self-ascension, I am carrying in full conscious awareness, in the ability to be able to sustain that frequency. This is the essence of the yoga of self-ascension, to self-ascend, the epitome of the perennial philosophies, to remember that which you are while you are still carrying a body of form. You do not need to die to ascend. For to ascend simply means to remember who you are, beyond the fear, beyond the doubt, beyond the hesitancy. And this is the gift of the template of consciousness itself. Whew. Let's take a moment and breathe on that. I'm going to invite you, bring your hands to your third chakra right now. Just come right to your third chakra, because our third chakra is where we traditionally carry our power. It's our power, it's our dominion, it's how we're navigating, it's our center. Think about it in all the martial arts, right? This is my power center, Pilates. Yet, the essence of that power is the joy of your divine nature, the joy of knowing that which you are. That first chakra in peace, that second chakra stabilized in the love that creates, and the third chakra empowered through the joy of knowing truth, your truth. So how do we do that? How do you bring that into form? Why is this important? It's important because in this moment, in this incredible experience of our world of creation, you will have every opportunity to forget who you are again and again and again. And you will willingly give it away. Because when you are afraid, you will give away your power. And when you are terrified, you will give away your soul. And so the template of consciousness has emerged, has come forward in this moment to say, you are the commander. You are the captain of the ship. Every answer you need is in you. I am not doing anything that you are not capable of doing. I was just blessed to be invited, asked, and stupid enough to say yes, to give my life to this. And I would do it again and again, even with all this fine print. So in this moment, if you can stand, I want to invite you to stand. And if it's not safe to stand, it's okay if you're sitting. But if you're sitting, let's keep that spine really straight. And so as we're standing right now, feet shoulder width apart, let your hands point down toward the floor. Just relax your shoulders, relax your shoulders. Breathing up into the nose, we're going to breathe deeply up through the nose, bring it all the way up to the crown, and then you're going to bring it all the way down and exhale it. And it's going to be that inhale Ave, exhale Sa. Breathing in Ave. Exhaling, bringing our hands to our heart with a smile, because when we smile, we send a signal to the universe. And right here, I want you to feel your hand holding what feels like the stem of a prayer wheel. Now, what's a prayer wheel? Well, right now you're looking at a visual, and the visual you're looking at right now, you see that prayer wheel in the middle there. So where that hand is, that's your heart. And you are holding that prayer wheel. And as you hold that prayer wheel, and we're going to say goodbye to that graphic right now. There you go. So as you're holding this prayer wheel, now you're seeing your head. And your head is the chamber of the prayer wheel. It's the place where all of those prayers are. It's that place where all of that wisdom, all of that energy, everything is spinning. You're holding the prayer wheel and it's spinning. That's this potentiality. That's where we exist. But what makes it spin? What holds it stable? Well, around that chamber is a chain that comes out, and on the end of that chain, there is a sphere. And based upon how your heart moves that stable pole of conscious awareness, the head spins and the sphere limits. It keeps it in this one realm, in this one realm, in this one realm. Take a moment and just relax into feeling that. Now, what does all that mean? How is this simple prayer wheel, this beautiful, beautiful, ancient gift that calls us to presence, that invites us to focus, that requires just the smallest adjustment, how could that possibly be carrying the template of consciousness itself? Well, it can, because it reminds us, again, going back to the perennial philosophies, that there is an absolute, eternal, changeless world just beneath this world of change. It's that focus, it's that reminder that you are here. And so in this moment, as you're sitting or standing, I invite you to feel yourself as the illuminated presence of your highest self. And feel it lift from your feet up. Feel down at your feet. Feel whatever joy feels like for you, whether it's tingles, whether it's sensations, whether it's light, whether it's simply, it doesn't matter. Pretend if you have to. But in this moment, you are filling your body with joy. You are lifting with joy. You are lifting with joy. You are feeling that energy. And as you feel that energy, your heart opens and you have great appreciation for this body, for this beautiful body, right? That is the first aspect of conscious awareness, to be aware that this body is not you. This body is yours. It was a gift created by you so that you can accomplish the highest gift of everything you've come here to be. It is our first expression from conscious awareness. Here's a way I can describe it for you. Imagine you're a comet, right? You're this limitless, amazing star child. So here comes this comet, right? And you're flying around the universe. And your conscious awareness, that illuminated comet that you are, feel it pulsing through you right now, decides, I want to feel. I want this. I want hair. I want nails. I want skin. I want to feel. And so out of that cosmic universe, that comet sees this beautiful field of potentiality. And in that moment, you extend out and become form. That is the first moment that consciousness steps forward in this potentiality. And then what happens is we immediately birth something, and we birth many different things, but we immediately birth ulterior motive. In this potentiality, the very first thing that happens is ulterior motive. And you might say, Kira, what are you, crazy? Hear me out. The minute you are born, you are needing. And so in that split second, in that moment, in that breath, there is the birth of the lack. The birth of the lack that then says, I need to fill that lack. I need to satisfy that lack. And that is the first fall of consciousness or conscious awareness. And from that moment of lack that comes in through the body of form, we reach out or we fall into the emotions. And when we fall into the emotions carry their own ulterior motive, which is satisfy me, me, satisfy me. It's about me, make me safe, make me happy. And as those ulterior motives start blending, as we're in all of this moment of experience, through that, the mental body arises as the champion with the ulterior motive of self-preservation, thereby building, sustaining, and exacerbating and expanding ever more the egoic nature that began with the body. Body, emotion, mental. Body, emotion, mental. It's a pretty powerful triplet, isn't it? It's a pretty powerful threesome. So what happens? What happens is that, remember, you're the prayer wheel. You're right there in the center. This is happening around you. This is 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And one day the 6 o'clock arises, and most likely that's why you're here. You're probably at this show right now going, yeah, Kira, I've been there, I get it. I had that moment, or I haven't had that moment, or what the heck is happening in our world right now? How do I trust myself? That's the moment you start looking up. No matter what, no matter how dark it feels, that's actually the springboard. Your darkness is the springboard to your awakening. And you jump, right? It's like being on a trampoline, and you jump and you look up, and there is your spirituality. And when you arrive into your spirituality, your vision opens, you expand. Because now it's no longer me, 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 me. Now you've lifted and it's we. However, it is the self-limiting we of consciousness that says, only my tribe, only my people, only those who do this, or look like this, or act like this. That, in and of itself, is actually a step up. It's actually a step up. However, it's also an encapsulating addiction. But it's all part of our consciousness. And that's why you and I are here right now. Because in this moment, while there is definitely a battle for the dominion of your brain, it's all inside of you. And you arrived here right now because you're ready to stand on all of that and trust yourself. You're ready to embrace the energy of the yoga of self-ascension, to look deeply at the perennial philosophies, to pay attention to what's happening in your life, and to take that, as only one way to call it, it's your own personal leap of faith. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking my personal leap of faith. Because when we take our personal leap of faith, when we jump, when we lift up, we reunify with the body of form. And as Saint Germain said in the I Am discourses, we become the commander of the body, able to reverse age, reconstruct, redo. And I am living proof of the embodiment of the template of consciousness. Walk through my YouTube channel, Official Shri and Kara, walk through the past 22 years of videos, and you will see it all on camera. Look at the beautiful messages that have come through this body of form. I am so honored to have delivered, all of them now having validation in hindsight. And when the universe tried to take me out several years ago, I might not have been as robust, but what I can share with you is that I am here right now because of the template of consciousness, because it is time. Because those ulterior motives that drive us transform as we emerge. You are emerging right now. You don't have to be aware of it. You don't have to believe in it. You don't have to do anything about it. You're emerging. We all are. You know, at 60 years old, I put these tattoos on my arms. And it simply says, I am emergence. As are you. Because emergence is a choice. It's a choice to move beyond the limiting beliefs. It's a choice to say that together we are better. It's an opportunity to actually live and model the new world rather than try to drag the old one with us so much that we collapse. Consciousness itself is yours to reclaim with greater recognition, remembrance, and joy. We are at that moment. Breathe in. Exhale. Feel your inner smile. And I invite you to remember that in the year of this creation, of this video right now, it was 2025. And that no matter when you're getting this, whether it's now or hundreds of years from now, in whatever format it may show up, my eyes are your eyes. My heart is your heart. Our connection is eternal. We chose to take this form to learn how to embody conscious awareness beyond the limitations, beyond the fear, beyond the doubt, and beyond the hesitancy. The abundance of regeneration began in this field of potentiality in August 2025. The 4 dates of regeneration called forward a cross of perfect balance in a field of limitless potential so that we may arrive at the September equinox of 2025 ready for our next phase of being. I'm excited to be walking this journey with you. I love you. Visit IamKira.net and let's stay in touch.